Hello, interwebs. Is Saturday? Nope, Sunday. I lied. It's Sunday. Um, October 1st. It's October now. Whew, time flies. Gonna do a recap of the Big 12. So yeah, I'm gonna do all the games: Texas, Iowa State, Baylor, K State, and Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. So gonna start off with the Texas game. Texas won 17-7. Defense looked really good again. They really need to keep that up if they want to actually compete in the Big 12. But the issue is their offense. Their offense was not moving. They would get turnovers and they cannot really do anything. Their two touchdown possessions were off of 15-yard penalties, so they were able to take advantage of that, which is good. But they need to be able to take advantage of turnovers and such because they forced three turnovers and they weren't able to score. So yeah, they gotta be able to definitely do that. Iowa State, Jacob Hart just did not look good. He looked very uncomfortable. Texas was just putting pressure on him. He had to throw it away a lot. He overthrew the receivers a lot of times, which was cause for his interceptions. Yeah, he had a rough night. They didn't run David Montgomery that much. I think they should have ran him more. That would have made the game a lot more interesting for Iowa State. But overall, Jacob Hart threw it 48 times, and Montgomery only ran it 9 times for 34 yards. So yeah, Park obviously the three interceptions. He only had two prior to that the whole season. He had three in one game, so that hurts him. Um, the one possession that Iowa State did score on was off of a turnover. So yeah, and then the next kickoff, Armani Foreman, I believe, fumbled the kickoff return, but his knee was down. And then the first play or second play, Bouchel threw it. They didn't call it an incomplete pass, and it ended up being a forward pass. So Texas got really lucky there. Iowa State would have tied the game, but they didn't. So Texas ended up holding off Iowa State on the road, 17-7. So yeah, Texas moves to 2-2 and overall undefeated in conference, 1-0. Iowa State moves to 2-2 as well, 0-1 in conference. So yeah, that's that. Well, I guess I could go. I didn't mention really Texas offense. Bouchel just needs to. He made one bad mistake the first possession, then he kind of got rolling, but he was a little inconsistent. Warren, the Iowa State defense did good at containing him. So yeah, yep. So next to Baylor, Kansas State. That was a very ugly game to watch. I mean, it was. I'm not even a fan of. I mean, I don't hate, but I mean, they're just teams in the conference. So I watch them. But so it was very just both teams did not look that good. Like the first half, Baylor looked horrible offensively, and I was like, okay, it's a one-hit wonder last week against Oklahoma. Their offense, they got a little bit of their offense rolling in the second half. Got a few big plays, but here's how poor Baylor offense was doing. At one point in the third quarter, I think their punter had the most rushing yards. He had one rush for 16 yards, and he got freaking destroyed when he got hit. Like he got hit pretty hard. Zach Smith threw 291 yards, had a touchdown and interception. One of the touchdowns was a long touchdown pass. I think it was 70 yards or so. But yeah, this mosquito bite is killing me. Anyways, that was so random. But yeah, difficult day for Baylor offensively. K-State's defense did a pretty good job other than that one long run they allowed. 74-yard touchdown run. But yeah, that'll be difficult for teams in the future when they play K-State. K-State's always had a good defense, but Jesse Yurts at the start of the game he looked really good. He threw a few good passes. He had a really good touchdown pass, put it right on the money. But there were times he just looked really off, and he just overthrew it, or he just couldn't place it right. But he did a really good job at being patient when he would run it. He'd wait for the hole for the line to develop their block so he could get some more yards. So he does a really good job at kind of reading the defense when he runs it and knowing what to do. So, but he's a very good at reading the field. But he only threw it 17 times. He rushed it 12 times. Gave it to the running back a lot. But so yeah. One thing Kansas State's really good at is time of possession, and let's see, I think I saw it. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, time of possession. Baylor had more time of possession, which is a little surprising because K-State runs the ball a lot, eats up more of the clock. So, but Kansas State at times they just looked horrible defensively, and then there were times they looked great defensively. So they were very, very streaky defensively. So, um, Baylor's offense, they did not do what they did last week against Oklahoma. I don't know if this means Oklahoma's defense had one bad week or if their defense is really just bad, but I feel like it's just one bad week for Oklahoma. So yeah, but Baylor, they have an off week, I believe, a much needed off week. First time they're 0-5 since 1978. So yeah, that's gonna be rough for Baylor. Baylor, they have a bye week, and then on the 14th they play at Oklahoma State. Kansas State, they play at Texas next week. Next game, Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. As I said, high scoring game. Not as high scoring as I thought it was going to be, but still high scoring game. Texas Tech's defense, they looked pretty good the first possession they did not look that good. Second possession they did not look that good, but they got lucky. There were a couple possessions that the defense looked really good, and it was bad after that. Turned a little bit into the defense from last year. So Oklahoma State almost had 600 total yards, which is definitely not what you want to allow if you're Tech. When you're playing offenses like this in the Big 12, you cannot allow 600 yards and expect to be in every game. But Tech, their offense did pretty good. They got 27 points because the other 7 was off of a pick six, 97-yard pick six. Yeah, so, but pretty good game to watch. Oklahoma State, their offense looked pretty good overall. The defense had some struggles, but they were able to eventually pull through, make some stops. Tech had a chance at the end, but they just couldn't get it done. Oklahoma State's defense held them. Then Rudolph, he got a 15-yard touchdown run, I think, and was just able to, 16-yard touchdown run, which was a go-ahead touchdown with 1:12 left, and that pretty much, that hurt Tech a lot. So, yeah, let me check what that was. Yeah, there was a turnover on downs for the last possession. Shimanek he just didn't have enough time to throw. Tech's top receiver, Kiki QT. So weird. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But he went down and he was out the rest of the game. That definitely affected it because the receivers aren't as they don't have as much time on the field. The rest of the receivers in that group, they're not as experienced. They're not bad, but they're still learning. So that definitely hurt them. Their field awareness, their awareness of the defense. There were times like when there would be a zone, so they'd be a little bit off. The defenders would be off, and they keep running their routes downfield instead of maybe cutting back or something. So, like one time, Shimanek threw it expecting his receiver to come back to the ball maybe because if he read the defense, but he didn't. So it looked like Shimanek just threw it into grass, but no. So I feel like Tech, they just need to get that with their receivers down. Like, hey, if you see this in the defense, you need to come back or you need to do something else to get out of there because they're doing this. But Tech definitely signs of that they're a pretty good team. The offense is doing good. Defense definitely needs to improve. You can't allow 600 yards. Oklahoma State, their offense looked good again, and their defense still needs a little bit of improvement. If they want to compete for the Big 12. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Big 12 this year, I really don't know. Maybe sports news video tonight. I don't know. Maybe. Might happen. Race recap, most likely not going to happen tonight. Not going to happen tomorrow night. Maybe Tuesday. If not Tuesday, later this week. But it will happen because it's an elimination race. That's why you should watch the race. It's in like 20 minutes. Wow. And the 30 people, the 30 actual people who watch these videos, you should go tell the rest of the world about this video. Not this specific one, but the channel in general. And make it fly like an eagle.